Hey, this is Mick from NorthNews.com. This tutorial will show you how to make a transparent texture, much like a glass or a window. So here we go. All right, go ahead and position your green marker or your crosshair to somewhere in a level. I'm going to put mine here in the corner. Now, in order to make a glass-looking texture with one surface only, you have to apply a no texture surface. This means you have to open up your textures directory, or textures tab, and open up your directly textures folder, and go ahead and find invisible. This texture is really invisible. Even though it says invisible, it really is. So we're going to go ahead and draw that in our world. I'm using a spacebar, and I'm going to make it a thickness of 128. I'm right on top of it. I need to back up. Alright, that actually is invisible right now. That object is invisible. But we need to add a texture to it. So we're going to learn something today we're going to call geometry editing. If you click GeoM, notice that the boxes light up when you're pointing at them with a red outline. That means you can change the texture on that surface. So we're going to need to pick a transparent texture. Go ahead and open your transparent folder and your directory. In here you'll find a bunch of images that are transparent. The same thing goes with glass. There's a lot of textures in there that are transparent. Alright, in the glass folder, you notice that you look at some of these textures and they look like they're just solid textures. They're not transparent looking. They look like windows, but you can't see through them. Here's the best way to figure out if an object is transparent is by double-clicking it. So go ahead and do that, and I'll open the texture's properties. Don't mess up any of these because these won't change in the game. But the preview shows the texture itself, and then next to it, a darker area next to the texture. The darker areas are the opaque, and those are the transparencies. So that's what you see through is the dark areas. The white areas are solid. You can't see through that. But through the dark areas you can. And notice it's kind of a gray, so it'll be kind of a misty looking colored glass, so you won't see directly through it, but you can see through it. Go ahead and cancel out of this. The same thing can go for any other texture in the glass one. You can double click it, and it will show what the texture looks like. And notice the dark area next to it. This is a completely white texture, but it will have streaks in the glass looking. But this just gives you an idea of what it looks like. So I'm going to pick this texture. I'm going to cancel out of this, and in geometry mode, I can apply textures to surfaces. So in this invisible texture box, I'm going to apply the texture by holding Control and T and hitting it. It just applied that texture to that surface. Notice how it changed. Now I'm going to go back to brush editing, which is your standard, what you should be on. And I'm going to bind this just like I bound the door before. And I'm going to bind this to an object. And it needs to be transparent. So I will bind it to a translucent world model. In the Properties tab, you can leave both of them clicked. So they're both highlighted, so it'll say NA, not available because you have actually two objects checked in your Nodes tab, 1, 2. So go back to Properties, and the one thing you want to check is your transparency. It is a translucent texture, so you click True. That's it for making your translucent texture. That's all you need to do. So I hope this one helped you. This is Mick from NorthNews.com.